Hey everyone, today we are diving into a topic that honestly shapes our entire global economy but can feel super complicated. We're talking about tariffs, and I promise by the end of this, you are going to get it completely. So, to get us started, I have a question for you, and it's a little out there. What on earth do monkeys, bananas, and international politics all have in common? I know, it sounds like the beginning of a really weird joke, but the answer is actually the key to understanding how all of this works. To get our heads around this, let's start with a simple story. We'll just call it A Tale of Two Lands. Okay, so picture this. On one side, you've got Monkey Land. It is absolutely full of monkeys, but they've got a problem, not a lot of bananas. Then, on the other side, there's Banana Land, which you guessed it, is practically overflowing with bananas, but has very few monkeys. It's a classic supply and demand situation, right? So what happens? Well, Monkey Land starts bringing in all these cheap, tasty bananas from Banana Land. The monkeys over in Monkey Land, they're thrilled. They've got all the bananas they could ever want. And the folks in Banana Land, they're happy too because they're making a ton of money selling them. This perfect little setup is called free trade. Everybody's winning. Life is good. But you know how it goes. Things can't stay perfect forever. The government of Monkey Land decides it's time to shake things up, and they introduce something new to this little economy. That something is a tariff. So what exactly is a tariff? At its heart, it's just a tax. That's it. It's an extra charge that the Monkey Land government slaps on all those bananas coming in from Banana Land. A great way to think about it is like one of those annoying service fees you see on a food delivery app. You're paying extra just for the privilege of getting the product brought to you. Let's just do the math real quick. A banana from Banana Land costs $1. Nice and simple. But as soon as it crosses the border, bam, the Monkey Land government adds its 25-cent tariff. All of a sudden, that exact same banana now costs $1.25 to the monkeys who want to buy it. And here's the crucial thing. The banana isn't any better, it's not bigger or tastier, it's just more expensive because of this new tax. Okay, so a banana costs 25 cents more. You might be thinking, big deal, right? Well, it turns out that one little change creates a massive ripple effect across their whole world. Let's call it the banana shakeup. And this is where you really start to see who wins and who loses. If you're the average monkey just trying to buy your lunch, your happiness plummets. I mean, you're paying more for the exact same thing. But if you own the local Monkeyland banana store, oh, you are thrilled. All of a sudden, your biggest competition, those super cheap bananas from Banana Land, just got a price hike. This one little tariff kicks off a whole chain reaction. First, yeah, the imported banana prices go up. But then the local sellers see an opportunity, and they might raise their prices too. And with less competition, maybe they don't have to try as hard, so the quality of their bananas might even slip. The regular monkey is getting frustrated, but the government is just raking in cash from this new tax. And here's the real kicker. Banana Land is not just going to sit there and take this. They might just decide to retaliate. And when that retaliation happens, and then Monkey Land retaliates against their retaliation, well, what you get is something called a trade war. Or, you could also call it guerrilla warfare. We had to. This all sounds pretty bad for the average monkey, doesn't it? Bananas are more expensive, maybe not as good, and there's a potential guerrilla war brewing, which brings up a really good question. If these things can cause so many problems, why in the world do governments even use tariffs? Well, it turns out there are a few key strategic reasons. The biggest one is to protect your own local businesses, to make their stuff look cheaper by comparison. But governments also use tariffs to put the squeeze on another country's economy, maybe to force them to change a policy they don't like. They become this really powerful bargaining chip in negotiations. And sometimes, let's be honest, it's just a way for the government to make some extra money. Okay, so we've been having fun with this monkeys and bananas story to explain a big idea. But now we're going to get real, because it's time to talk about the real banana war. I'm not kidding. This isn't just some made-up story. It actually happened. And when I say bananas, I mean actual bananas. It all kicked off in 1993. The European Union decided to give special tariff discounts to banana growers in the Caribbean to help out their economies. Well, the US said, hey, that's not fair, and retaliated by slapping its own tariffs on all sorts of European luxury goods. The whole thing got so out of hand, the World Trade, orangutan, the WTO had to step in and play referee. Get this. This trade war dragged on for almost 20 years. 20 years, all over bananas. It's wild. So clearly, tariffs have this long, sometimes very weird, history. But that's the past. What's next? What do the tariffs of the future look like? For centuries, tariffs were for physical things, bananas, steel, cars, stuff you can actually watch cross a border. But what do you do with digital goods? Things like ebooks, AI art, NFTs, these things don't cross physical borders. So it raises this huge fundamental question. How do you tax something that can be sent anywhere in the world in an instant? And that brings us to another totally new idea, environmental tariffs. The concept here is to tax products based on their carbon footprint, basically how much pollution was created while making them. It's a way of taking this very old economic tool and using it to fight a very modern problem like climate change. So we've gone all the way from a simple story about monkeys to a real-life 20-year international dispute, and now to the future of the digital economy. And it all leaves us with one last big question to think about. In a world full of AI and NFTs, how exactly do you tax a digital banana? Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for watching.